Sakamoto Gyokura Tea Garden is one of the prestigious tea gardens in Japan, specializing in growing organic shade-grown teas, Gyokura, and matcha. This unique tea farm is found in Kagoshima Prefecture, which is located on the south tip of the southern island of Japan. Today we are visiting the Sakamoto Tea Garden. This is Mr. Sakamoto, president of Sakamoto Tea Farm. Mr. Sakamoto advocates the importance of quality that only Japanese tea can offer, and he refuses to grow cheaper tea that's easier to sell in quantity.
My grandfather started this tea garden about 100 years ago, so I'm third generation. When I took it over, I decided to cut down the area by half so that we could put more care into the tea plants in a smaller area. We have now about 10 acres. The smaller area enabled more time for care. For example, producing our own homemade organic fertilizer. Then we decided to grow tea organically. There was no organic fertilizer on the market. We had to make it on our own. This is the warehouse where we make and store our custom-made bokashi fertilizer, which means fermented rather than composted. My brother and I established a corporation with this garden. We are 10 people altogether, devoted to creating and providing the very best tea to the world. Tea harvesting season starts in spring and ends in late summer. Spring and summer, we are very busy. You may be thinking tea farms must be really quiet during fall and winter, and that we do not have much to do. It is true, when the temperature drops, tea plants, Camellia sinensis, stop growing leaves. However, we are not playing around in winter. Actually, this is the most important time to make the most delicious tea. I will tell you why in this video. For example, right now in November, we are preparing to transplant baby plants to a main field in January and February. Japanese green tea is getting more popular worldwide. Currently, more than 70% of the Japanese green tea produced uses one cultivar, Yabukita. Yabukita is also called Zairaishu, which means an original Japanese green tea. It was cultivated by a tea farmer in Shizuoka about 100 years ago. Yabukita is well known for a good balance of astringency, bitterness, and umami. The Yabukita flavor profile is very appealing to Japanese taste. However, people in Western countries love to sweeten tea as they prefer a sweeter flavor. At the same time, more people are becoming aware that additional sugar causes health problems. As a result, people are looking for green tea that doesn't take as much sweetener to enjoy. People are wanting tea that's enjoyable without adding sugar. There is a strong demand for the tea high in umami but with little bitterness. In order to meet this demand, we are gradually replacing Yabukita tea plants with new cultivars that offer sweeter flavor. After we harvest, then we are busy getting ready for this transplanting project. The critical part is preparation of the field, as the soil is the foundation of the healthy plant. The conventional way of growing tea would take 5 to 6 years before you can harvest tea leaves once the baby plant is transplanted into a new field. But that means no product to sell for 5 to 6 years. That is the challenge of introducing a new cultivar. However, we came up with a better method. With this method, we can grow a healthier plant and we can harvest within 2 to 3 years.
That sounds pretty amazing. Is it okay to share such a secret?
Yes, I'd like to take you to a new tea field where we are planning to introduce new cultivar plants. Here we are at an empty field. We are conditioning the soil of this area to be ready for the transplant in February. This is how it looked before. Yabukita cultivar filled this area. We dug them all out, and using a backhoe, we dug a deep trench so that the soil was well mixed. We call it tenchigaishi, which means flipping heaven and earth. If you plant young tea bushes using the conventional way, it will take 5 to 6 years before you can harvest tea leaves. I will explain how to shorten the period without compromising the quality of the tea. Tea plants will grow big and old like this one. The life of tea plant can be 50 years, depending on the quality of soil and environment. When the tree becomes too old, the quality of tea leaves and the yield will start to decline. Then it needs to be replaced with a younger plant. In our case, for this tea field, we decided to grow a new cultivar because the Western world would love to enjoy a different flavor profile than Yabukita. Tea farming used to utilize a lot of artificial fertilizer. When it rained, excessive fertilizer was washed from the surface and polluted the surrounding soil and river. In addition, ironically, the surface fertilizer inhibited the roots from growing deeper into the ground. For over 30 years now, we have been doing organic farming, healthy for both people and the environment. Our challenge is to achieve the best qualities, including beautiful color, sweet umami, and little astringency without the use of artificially made chemicals. Deliciousness needs to be the outcome of a clean, organic agriculture. Shifting from Yabukita to a new cultivar is a shift in the idea of tasty tea for us Japanese. Our ultimate goal is to make a tea that makes people healthy, but people won't drink tea if it is not tasty to them. In order to make a delicious green tea organically, we need to take care of the plant so it becomes a healthy, strong tea plant. Pests love weak, sick trees. In order to make a healthy, strong tea plant, we need to make healthy, rich soil. And the soil needs to be soft so the roots grow deep to absorb abundant nutrients from the ground. Now, I have a quiz for you. How deep do you think the roots of the tea plant grow? 30 centimeters, 1 meter, or 3 meters? You know a meter is about 39 inches.
I'd say 30 centimeters.
You are right. Only 30 centimeters, about 12 inches more or less. When it comes to a conventional tea garden, the soil of such a tea garden is caked up and very hard, and the roots cannot grow much deeper than 1 meter at most. However, our goal is 3 meters, almost 10 feet, 10 times deeper than ordinary tea farms. In the soft soil, tea plant roots can grow freely. The roots grow deep and spread wide and absorb all the nutrients from the soil to grow healthy and strong. It is a simple formula. Healthy soil makes healthy, delicious tea, and people who drink such tea also become healthier. Now you see why fall and winter are very important for us tea growers. Hey, how convenient! There's a bamboo stick. Let's see how soft the soil is. Let's check how deep this stick can go. Here you go. No sweat. The whole length of the stick went down in the ground easily. You may be wondering if I found a soft spot. So let's move and try a different place. Here you go. Almost the whole stick is down in the ground. Again, all the way down easily. How long is this?
It's longer than my height, at least a 7 feet plus. It's amazing to see the soil can be this soft and fluffy. Just for fun, do try this at home in your garden.
Preparing such good soil is the beginning of growing a healthy, delicious tea. So now let's talk about planting baby tea trees. The conventional way of planting is to put the plant down in the soil, and then it takes 5 to 6 years before it becomes mature enough for harvesting. But we found if you plant the baby trees with the soil, it grows faster. Planting with soil takes more time and trouble, but it reduces the shock and stress on the trees. With this new method, we nurture baby trees in a smaller bed for 1 year before planting them in the tea field. After 1 year, the seedling has grown to onae, which means a bigger seedling. The bigger seedling is then planted with the original soil it was grown with. This is where we take care of bigger seedlings. Unlike other tea fields, our seedlings are planted close to each other with ground covers to discourage weeds. While the seedlings grow, it's easier to care for them organically in this smaller area. This cultivar is called seimei, which to us means life. The new leaves have a vibrant, beautiful, brighter green. Seimei tolerates a longer shading time, and it makes a great shade-grown green tea, such as matcha and gyokuro. Seimei was cultivated here in Kagoshima. Seimei was born by breeding 2 cultivars, Fuxian and Sae Midori. Created in Shizuoka, Fuxian yields higher than Yabukita. Sae Midori is a famous cultivar for making quality gyokuro and matcha. Sae Midori means bright green. As the name suggests, the vivid green is remarkable even in the middle of November. Seimei offers a beautiful vivid green, sweet umami, and little astringency. Seimei is also brand new and very rare to find. Kagoshima is the birthplace of seimei. We formed a study group to make the best seimei tea.
Can we enjoy Seimei tea within a couple of years?
Yes, we have to be patient a while, but we also have a new young cultivar, Haruto.
Here we are at Haruto Garden. This garden has Haruto cultivars. They are 2 years old. We are waiting for the first harvest in spring 2021.
This cultivar is called Haruto, which means soaring in spring. It can be harvested in early spring. It was created by breeding Sae Midori and Saki Midori. Haruto also provides a sweet green tea with fragrant aroma. Haruto makes a great gyokuro and matcha, and it can be used to make sencha. We also go curare. Curare means sparkling. Both Haruto and curare are naturally sweet with little bitterness. Matcha is very popular in the United States. European people enjoy matcha as well as premium loose leaf tea, which is a specialty of Japan. The unique quality comes from the unique climate that Japan has along with the technique of growing and processing. When the specific cultivars are grown with skilled care in the best climate, the tea offers the excellence that other teas cannot achieve. Now I'd love to show you another important job that we can do to create a tasty, healthy tea during winter. This is the 3rd year tea garden. We pick the newest leaves by hand. Tea plants are intentionally grown taller so it's easier to pick one bud and two leaves from the top by hand. This is how you do it, with experienced hands and eyes and tender, loving care. And here is the important winter preparation. Cover the ground with grass. This grass blanket keeps the ground temperature warm and discourages weeds. When tea leaves grow, the roots do not grow. During the cold winter, the tea plant looks asleep because the leaves won't grow. Actually, this is the time the roots grow under the ground. While roots grow, the plant stores theanine, an amino acid in the roots. The plant with rich theanine shoots young buds in spring. The distinctive 4 seasons in Japan make an ideal environment to create tasty, highest quality tea. Even though the temperature goes clear down to freezing, the grass blanket keeps the soil warmer so the roots can grow and be healthy. We cover the ground with tender, loving care, like you would put a warm blanket on a peacefully sleeping baby. Growing naturally and growing wildly are two different things. Organic tea does not mean no care at all. Organic agriculture requires a lot: loving care, skills, experience, science. There is no shortcut for making a healthy and delicious tea.
Thank you for showing us your tea garden. It was great to learn your devotion and expertise in person. Now I am able to appreciate your tea even more.